Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive. Welcome to our Westchester Weekly Update. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. Of course, yesterday was the national holiday commemorating Memorial Day and those who have died in the service of our country. So our weekly update has been pushed to today, on Tuesday. I'll be joined in a few minutes by Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, who will help me through a host of different issues that we want to report on to you. We'll be joined by Jim Mazzano, who is our Director of Consumer Protection. He's got some important information for you. Kathy O'Connor, who's the Commissioner of our Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Department, will be here to talk about some of the summertime activities we have. Deb Novick, who's our Director of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, will be with us to talk about economic development actions and activities, and a long list of things that we want to touch on. Let me start by announcing that this coming Thursday, the county, Westchester County's 9/11 First Responders Memorial Committee will commemorate the conclusion of the recovery operations that happened down on Ground Zero. And this honors the men and women who have died or are suffering from 9/11 related illnesses. The event that we have scheduled is this Thursday, May 30th at 9:30 a.m. It's the Westchester County 9/11 First Responders Memorial at Kensico Dam that is right near the Rising, which is the monument that we have that remembers those who died on 9/11. But the 9/11 First Responders are also remembered in our Wall of Remembrance. This is a solemn observance as we commemorate the end of the rescue and the recovery operations at Ground Zero. We forget now very quickly how long it took to put the site back to workable status. The Freedom Tower was built on top of what were the ruins of both the two towers that came down in that horrendous attack on 9/11. And we remember and honor the courageous men and women who rushed toward danger that day, and they rushed toward helping the recovery and the rescue efforts that followed those tragic events. Here in Westchester County, we feel a profound sense of loss and a profound sense of connection to those brave souls, including those who later succumbed to 9/11 related illnesses. They did their duty in the days after 9/11, and they suffered and had a shortened life because of it, and we want to always remember them and their great sacrifice. We were one of the first governments to unveil a 9/11 memorial dedicated to first responders who lost their lives, and that is what we will be at when we celebrate and commemorate the conclusion of the Ground Zero rescue and recovery operations. This is an opportunity for us to remember that those are still amongst us who are still suffering from 9/11 related illnesses, and we owe a debt not just of gratitude, but a debt of assistance to those people as they go through all of these different days and their families with them in the days to come. So join us Thursday, May 30th, 9:30 in person or virtually, and we'll have a chance to honor those people from that day. I'm going to ask Ken Jenkins to join me next. He will do the introductions for Jim Mazzano. We're always trying to stay on the cutting edge of some of the issues that are happening right now, and this is one of those that we want to make sure that we show the great accomplishments of Jim and his team. Ken.
Thanks, George. And certainly over the past few sessions that we've been talking about this with our Department of Consumer Protection and its great Executive Director, Jim Mazzano, to talk about the things people should be doing in providing assistance in doing that home contractor work in Westchester County, whether it's about the licensing of those particular contractors, or more importantly, your rights as a citizen in Westchester County when you're having work done, that you should have a contract signed in writing prior to beginning. So with that, we're going to bring Jim up to talk a few minutes about the latest thing that happened in the village of Tuckahoe to follow up on that kind of contractor law. Jim.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive and Mr. Deputy County Executive. So a week ago, I stood here and said, be careful when somebody rings your doorbell. And now I have a concrete example of why you should be careful. And this one is a doozy. On Wednesday, May 22nd, we got a call from the Tuckahoe Police. And the Tuckahoe Police got a call from a homeowner that work was being done at their property by an unlicensed contractor on the roof. And the contractor only had a verbal estimate given to the homeowner, no contract signed. He wasn't even hired. Next thing you know, the homeowner was out of the house the next day, comes home to see half the roof torn off. No contract, no license, no work permits, no anything. It's a complete scam artist. And guess what? After the consumer got home and started talking to them, and why are you here? Why are you tearing out my roof? They said, oh, the quote we gave you was $12,000. We're now raising it to $45,000 after we tore off half your roof. I mean, it's an incredible scam. It was a scam from the very beginning, which is why we tell everybody, be careful when somebody rings your bell and tell you they have a great deal for you. Make sure you hire somebody with a license. Make sure you have a contract in place with a contractor, because this was a perfect example of the scam contractors that unfortunately we're finding are increasing in our county. A stop work order was put in force by the Village of Tuckahoe. Two of our inspectors immediately went to the scene with the county police to work with the Tuckahoe police. So you had the Tuckahoe police, county police, and the Consumer Protection Department all working together at the site. We issued tickets for a misdemeanor of working without a license, and we seized the vehicle of the illegal contractor. The police also wrote tickets, so we are going to hit this contractor with the full power of the law, because this isn't a contractor just made a mistake. This was a scam from the very beginning. We caught them. Unfortunately, we've already had one hearing related to the vehicle, and they didn't even show up. So we have on our county police department has that truck somewhere on the lot, but they didn't show up because they're scammers. They don't want to be further involved with the government. So once again, this is exactly the message we've been sending all summer. Be very careful when you hire a contractor. There are scammers out there. There are people that are part of organized crime networks that spreads all the way to contractors. So again, make sure you hire a licensed contractor. Be careful when somebody rings your bell, and make sure you have a contract in place with a licensed contractor if you're having some work done on your home. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim. And again, it's just a great reminder for consumer protection. And Jim Mazzano and his team does fantastic work in making sure that you can call his department anytime. They have the listing of the contractors available on the website to look up. And said, once again, before you get work done, when someone knocks on your door, first you should be aware of that, but also to make sure that you have a contract in writing prior to any money being exchanged and before anything gets started. At that time, you should also be looking up the Consumer Protection website to ensure that that particular vendor is licensed here in Westchester County, because they have a sticker on their car doesn't mean it's up to date, so you may want to check that. And finally, at all times, make sure that you have that contract in writing prior to things starting at all. So back to you, George.
Thanks, Ken. So next up in our efforts, we want to talk about our efforts through our Office of Economic Development. We have with us here Deb Novick, who's our Director of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. She has worked alongside Bridget Gibbons, our Director of Economic Development, a host of different ideas, innovative ideas, and we know that it's going to take innovation for Westchester County to stay on the cutting edge. So Deb, please join us at the podium and share with us some of your thoughts about some of the efforts that you're working on.
Thank you, County Executive. As we wrap up Small Business Month, we have one more new initiative that we'd like to share. We're always looking for ways to deepen the Westchester economy and to support our business community. And one thing we hear so often from business owners is that getting access to capital, to that money that they need to expand and grow and improve their businesses, can be a big challenge. And we think there's an opportunity to bring more people, more Westchester residents, especially women, into the activities of investment, philanthropy, community development, economic development, mentoring. These activities can really make a big difference to the strength of our economy. So we want to hear from you. We've put together a survey to understand what you're already doing to support local business and what you would like to learn more about. If you're already an active investor or just investment curious, please let us know. The survey should take you only about 10 minutes, and we'd encourage you to share your experiences, your insights, your ideas with us, and please ask everyone you know to participate as well. The link to the survey should be running across the bottom of your screen, but if it's hard to capture that, you can always email me directly for a link to the survey or to answer any questions you may have. I'm at dnovick, dnovick, at westchestercountyny.gov. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deb. So we're shifting gears pretty quickly from consumer scams to economic development. Next up is something that we can't do anything directly about, and that's weather. But we are entering now hurricane season. We've seen some severe weather over the course of the other seasons of the year, but when hurricane season comes and it lasts for a while, there's some very practical concerns. So Ken will cover some of these things on the hurricane season.
Thanks, George. And as Commissioner Kathy O'Connor, who will be joining us shortly, always likes to say, on great weather like Saturday and Sunday, we take credit for that. On Mondays, when it rains, we take no credit for that at all because we can't control the weather. But the truth is, the weather on Monday, this past Monday, gave us another example of the challenges that we're getting ready to go into. We watch around the country, whether it's tornadoes and the very challenging weather that has been happening with flash flooding that's happening up and down the East Coast right now and across the Midwest. And we're reminding people that June 1st is the beginning of hurricane season. And clearly we already are seeing the effects of global climate change, where we have an active hurricane season that is being anticipated. So County Executive Latimer and our entire team are urging residents again to review their emergency plans and stock up on critical supplies in case severe weather strikes here in Westchester. And now is always the best time to prepare because flashlights, batteries, canned foods, and other non-perishable foods often fly off the shelves when severe weather is imminent, because people know that there'll never be food again. People run to the stores to do this, but the truth is that happens in every time we have a severe weather event. So take this time now to get prepared to purchase those items now, get them stocked up. Our emergency services division department with Commissioner Richard Wishney and Deputy Commissioner Susan Spear always tell us to make sure to be prepared for these particular items. Hurricane season is upon us from June 1st right through November 30th. The National Weather Service has predicted that this 2024 hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin will likely be more active than usual. So between 17 and 25 total named storms are projected, and that includes 8 to 13 forecasts that will become hurricanes. So county emergency responders recommend residents set several days worth of non-perishable food, water, medicine, and other critical supplies like flashlights and batteries to have those in case they have an opportunity to lose power through these particular storms. Residents should also have a go bag ready in case they're asked to evacuate on a short notice during an emergency. So that emergency preparedness should include at least a gallon of water per person per day, 3 days of canned, 3-day supply of canned, packaged, or other shelf-stable, ready-to-eat food, and foods that can be stored like canned meats, fish, protein, or fruit bars, dry cereal, and granola. Certainly a favorite of mine, peanut butter, nuts, crackers, and canned juice or fruit. So you also want to make sure that you have, for those canned goods, a manual can opener and eating utensils, and flashlights and batteries, a first aid kit, and a battery-powered or hand crank radio. Also, food safety is essential when people lose power on any power outage at all. Some tips: before a storm hits, set your refrigerator to the coldest setting that you can to keep your food fresher longer in the unlikely event that you lose power. Keep your refrigerator door closed as much as possible. Do not assume refrigerated foods are safe. Foods that are fully frozen usually are safe to use, and foods that have warmed to room temperature for more than 2 hours or have come into contact with floodwaters should be discarded. When in doubt, throw it out. Discard any cans of food that are rusted, dented, or open. So again, residents and business owners with generators are reminded of the following safety tips. Never run a generator in a basement, garage, porch, or carport. Enclosed areas are dangerous for generators as they produce carbon monoxide that can quickly be lethal indoors. Only operate a generator outdoors and away from open windows. Do not exceed the capacity of your generator. And if your generator has a detachable fuel tank, remove it before refilling. And Finally, if you lose power, call Con Ed if you're in the Con Ed area, or New York State Electric and Gas, NYSEG directly. If you lose power, most of those utilities are required to and have a notification system, whether it's by text message, by email, or sometimes they have generated phone calls as well. Take care and take advantage of that opportunity now that we're going into hurricane season starting on June 1st. George.
As we zip through these things one after the other, we want to highlight that this Sunday, the Progress Pride flag will once again be flown over the McCallion office building here in White Plains in celebration of the LGBTQ plus Pride Month. Westchester County's LGBTQ plus Advisory Board in the county invite the community to join us for the 2024 Pride flag raising ceremony. It's this Sunday, June 2nd at 11:30 a.m. in front of the county office building at 148 Martine Avenue in White Plains. The Progress Pride flag has been a symbol of inclusivity and unity. It's been flown on county property since 2019, and this tradition reflects Westchester County's commitment to recognizing and celebrating the diversity of our community. Following the flag-raising ceremony, a Pride event will be held on nearby Court Street. This is co-sponsored by the City of White Plains and offers a space for celebration and community building. This is all part of World Pride Month in June, which is a global celebration of LGBTQ pride and a continued effort to advance equality and acceptance for all. Westchester County recognizes all of the different, many varied ethnicities and groups. We have flown the flag of various organizations and countries, Italy, Ireland, a host of other different symbolic moments to try to reflect our appreciation of the great mosaic that is Westchester County. Join us Sunday morning, June 2nd, for that which relates to the LGBTQAI plus community. Ken, now with composting.
Thanks. And we have a fantastic program that works out of our Department of Environmental Facilities, where on June 2nd as well, Sunday, June 2nd, it's Sprain Ridge Park in Yonkers. And then following week, Saturday, June 8th at Croton Point Park. Both events will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Reservations are required to receive high-quality screened compost that's going to be available for all Westchester residents. Again, it's free. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. At Sprain Ridge Park in Yonkers on June 2nd, Sunday, June 2nd, and then on Saturday, June 8th at Croton Point Park. This offering comes from our Department of Environmental Facilities as a distribution to raise awareness of the benefits of compost, encourage residents to compost at home, and certainly to promote the county's residential food scrap and transportation program. Residents who register and arrive on time will receive 2 bags of compost, which is about 5 gallons, a 5-gallon bucket, and then the Department of Environmental Facilities will load that compost right into your car. To make an appointment, you must register for one of the events, either June 2nd or June 8th, and sign up for a specific time slot. So you can reach out to us in the county at CompostEd at westchestercountyny.gov, or call our recycling helpline at 914-813-5425. And I know that was just scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and with a great flyer. Again, it's a good opportunity to get that good compost, and for all those farmers and would-be farmers around Westchester County, it's a great opportunity for free. George.
As we continue on with our various activities, let me jump ahead and get Kathy up here at the program. We have Ready, Set, Summer for all of our Parks Department activities, and let me invite Commissioner Kathy O'Connor, Ken Jenkins. Ken, you can do the lead in here, and then you and Kathy both go ahead with that, and I'll stop back.
Got it. All right. So certainly are ready for summer opportunity with Commissioner Kathy O'Connor. There's so many fantastic opportunities that happen in our nationally accredited, award-winning park system. So Commissioner O'Connor, if you could come in and talk about all of the great activities we have going on in Westchester County over the summer, from camps to other activities. So here you go.
Thank you very much, Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins and County Executive George Latimer. The fact that you were just mentioning hurricane season, which of course is a nightmare for us because 99% of what we do at this point is outside, I think it's very important to mention that we train our staff, whether they're seasonal or full-time, on how to handle emergencies, whether it's the weather or something else that might be happening in our big events. So, and we certainly work very closely with the police. So we meet with the police ahead of time, and then the police are part of our event everywhere we go because we couldn't do what we do without their help. So hopefully things will be safe and people do adhere to the warnings and whatnot that my staff gives them. Well, we had a great weekend, except for yesterday. We opened with a bang at Croton Point Park Beach and at Glen Island Beach, both of which I visited, and they look absolutely beautiful, and there were a lot of people at both. They are both open now, Saturday and Sunday, until weekends, until school lets out, and then they'll be open full-time June 28th. Croton Point Park is a little bit different than Glen Island in that Croton Point Park's beach is open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Glen Island is open 7 days a week. We also open all our pools, our 4 pools in the area, north, south, east, and west. They open full-time Friday, June 28th. Our pools are open from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Parking is free at the pools. There is an admission to get into the pools, but parking is free. At the 2 beaches, there is a cost. Up at Croton, there is no residency required, but at Glen Island, you do have to prove that you live in Westchester County. And this is basically because of the numbers that we deal with. And we want to certainly give the advantage to the residents of Westchester County to get into our facilities. We have many, many family fun days scheduled at both the beaches and the pools. We have DJs on a Saturday and or Sunday. We have a sand art contest, which, believe it or not, really, you should see the parents. They get as competitive and into it as much as the children, and we give nice prizes, and it's really a fun thing to do. There's no fee in entering those events. Moving to some of the other things that we're doing, the Robeson Summer Concert Series at Kensico Dam Plaza, which we treat as our great lawn. It's kind of our central park. It never looked better. The gentlemen that work there take it really seriously. The flowers are so beautiful that the public is asking him to come back to their houses and help them plant. We don't let him do that. But anyway, the place is beautiful, and there's so many other things. The 9/11 Memorial is there, which is off to the side, and really gives a whole nother element of just a really nice place to go. But in front of the dam, we have our concert series, and we also have our movies. The concert series, sponsored by Robeson, are Fridays, 7 to 9. July 12th, we have a tribute band to Bon Jovi. They're all tribute bands. When I can get Bon Jovi or when I can get Billy Joel, I'll let you know. So that's July 12th. July 26th is Taylor Swift tribute band. August 9th is Jimmy Kenny and the Private Beach Band. It's a tribute to Jimmy Buffett and Zach Brown. August 16th is Captain Jack. It's the tribute band to Billy Joel. August 30th is the Dave Matthews tribute band. I've gone to most of them, and they're really, really good. And these are free. This is free to anybody that wants to come to Kensico. So that's great. We also have White Plains Screening Under the Stars. It's our outdoor movie series. Westchester County Parks and Shark Creative present the White Plains Hospital Screenings Under the Stars series, which features 3 animated, lighthearted films. They're all rated PG. Saturday evenings, the movies begin at sundown. July 13th is Elemental 2023 at Kensico. August 10th is Kung Fu Panda 2024 at Kensico Dam. And then August 24th is Migration 2023. It's at Glen Island Park. Again, admission and parking are free. And then to wrap up our special events, we have a second annual cornhole tournament. And if you don't know what cornhole is, it's one of the hottest things that anybody can do. And what we love is that any age can play, and it's male-female, very competitive. And we had over 100 teams last year, first time out. This time we expect even more. It will be held at Kensico Dam Plaza on Saturday, July 27th at 1 p.m. It's featuring competitive cornhole matches, live music, and a beer truck. This year, it's even bigger and with more prizes. It's sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. You play for fun or you play to win. Pre-registration is required by Friday, July 26th at noon. I think it's important to also mention, too, that our 6 golf courses are up and running, and with the wonderful capital improvements that we've been able to do through George's county executive term and the Board of Legislators, we've fixed a lot of our issues, especially at Maplemore, where with the rain yesterday, it would have been closed for 3, 4, 5 days sometimes. It's open. So the work has been done, and it really makes a big difference. We have tremendous turnouts with the golfing world. We also have our trails. We have over 200 miles of trails, the Bronx River Pathway, the North and South County Trailway, and then a lot of other trails in Graham Hills and all over, and they're open all the time. We can't close them ever. And most of our parks are open dawn to dusk, and picnicking is very, very popular. So we're really looking forward to a great summer, a great spring and summer. We realize how important our department is to the health and wellness and the happiness of the people in Westchester County as well as surrounding areas. So thank you. Thank you for all your support.
And Kathy, thank you very much for your leadership, and Peter Tartaglia and the rest of the PRC team. Ken will close out the report in a second with just an update of a few things. Let me mention that since we've been honoring veterans over the Memorial Day weekend, I signed into law an executive order which creates a new Veterans Advisory Council, which will work with my office and our Veterans Services Agency, headed by Ron Tochi, that will provide input and recommendations on legislation and budget priorities, as well as policies, procedures, and programs that can help the county do a better job for veterans and active duty military members and their families. This is a 15-member council that will have at least 1 active duty military member in the ready reserves and at least 6 members as recommended by the Westchester County Board of Legislators. The Veterans Advisory Council that we're creating will amplify and extend the outstanding work of our existing Veterans Services Agency. It'll give us an additional avenue to reach out to a new generation of veterans and service members and ensure that veterans and active duty service members have a direct line of communication to the county government. We will be accepting applications for those who wish to serve and going through a vetting process. The Board of Legislators' recommendations will also go through their process. We'll try to have the council together very soon and announce them, bring some of the members in once it's together, and use this as an opportunity to make steps forward in this area. So we always leave the opportunity to go through all the different events coming up to Ken on the parks, and there's lots coming now. So Ken, take it away.
Thanks, George. And as Commissioner Connor was pointing out about the second annual cornhole tournament, it says play for fun or play to win. It's like it's only fun when you win, right? At least that's what some folks have said. This week in parks, we continue to have some outstanding events that are going on in our county center, but this Thursday is super special because it is our 56th annual Salute to Seniors. It is going back to the county center. Certainly people remember during COVID times, we actually went to different communities to make sure that people did not need to have to travel as far. We kept that going after COVID more regionally in doing that, but now it's back at the county center. Again, 56th annual Salute to Seniors on May 30th from 9:30 to 1:30. Space is absolutely limited. A reservation is required for every attendee. It's free admission. 1 lunch box is going to be provided with each reservation, and the attendees are going to have a great opportunity to connect with relevant companies and organizations. There's going to be demonstrations, workshops, live entertainment. You'll certainly see Commissioner O'Connor. You'll see the Executive Director of Consumer Protection. He'll have his team there as well to make sure that there's no one taking advantage of our seniors. Our Economic Development team will talk about some things that happen with our Launch 1000, where seniors can open up and start their own businesses if that's what they would choose to do. And there's going to be free transportation to the county center on Thursday, May 30th, on the Beeline bus system. So folks that are taking the Beeline, there'll be free transportation, another opportunity provided by County Executive George Latimer and our team to make sure that our seniors can participate in as many activities as possible in support for Westchester County. Again, 9:30 to 1:30 on Thursday, May 30th. This weekend, our continuation with our heritage festivals are happening. We have our Asian American Heritage Festival at Kensico Dam Plaza. Admission and parking are free. That's going to happen again this upcoming weekend. Saturday, June 1st. People have called us about these particular things. County Executive Latimer would be happy to let you know that the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Super Show summer tour is going to be at the county center. It's Westchester WWE Live returning to the county center. The doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7:30. People that are into the wrestling, they have called as soon as the tickets went on sale to be able to get there and engage. I believe this is one of those sold out events, again, because people love the WWE. And again, that is on Saturday, June 1st, 7:30 to 10:30, WWE Live returning to the county center. Bicycle Sunday. Bicycle Sundays from 10 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. every Sunday, right through the end of July, and then pick back up in September after Labor Day weekend, right through October. As a matter of fact, Bicycle Sundays are back. Whether you are going to ride or roll through the particular opportunity, skaters, walkers, joggers, right through, again, to the end of October. I saw on the sign, it looked like October 6th is the date that we have 2 dates in October. The 13 and a half miles or 16 and a half miles going from the Scarsdale Road in Yonkers right to the county center. You get an opportunity, you might drop off in Scarsdale, see the farmers market on Sunday. And the opportunity is fantastic to be able to participate on the fantastic Bronx River Reservation on the Bronx River Parkway, making sure that you're enjoying all of those things together with our Parks Foundation that does so many great things and partners with us for many, many things, including Trails Without Limits, which allows people that have any disabilities at all to be able to navigate those trails that maybe some of us walking can't get around on. But the fact is, it is a great opportunity, another free opportunity provided by our Westchester County Parks system. All right, and then Sunday, one last festival, another good festival on Sunday. The Albanian Heritage Festival is going to be on Sunday, June 2nd, back at Kensico Dam Plaza. So the Asian American Heritage Festival on Saturday, the Albanian Heritage Festival on Sunday. Kathy O'Connor and the entire team will be super tired by working all of those things, but they do a fantastic job making sure that happens. For Albanian Heritage, that's going to be from 12 to 6 p.m. on Sunday. A great opportunity as well to participate in our Heritage Days in Westchester County, where we continue to say to everyone, we recognize the similarities, appreciate the differences, and for both the county executive and I, enjoying some great food as well. Back to you, George.
Well, friends, thanks very much for watching the update. We tried to jam a lot of stuff in a reasonable amount of time. There's so many things that are happening in our county that have nothing to do with county government, but it is important for you to know what it is that we're working on, and that's what we've tried to lay out today. As mentioned, we'll be together on Thursday and then again on Sunday for upcoming major events, and we'll be back here to give you an update next Monday on the various events that are happening for that week ahead, and then some of the different policy areas that we're working on. We expect to have a big announcement next week on one of the issues that everybody's following, but I'll just tease it and won't mention it to you. You'll figure out what we usually announce around the first week of June, and that'll be coming out next week. So I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive. Take care, have a good, safe week ahead, and we'll see you soon.